And we are dead. Hello, welcome back to your vampire church. This is the Stream of Blood. My name is Jared Logan. I am the storyteller. We are going to play a game of Vampire the Masquerade 5th edition this morning. Vampire the Masquerade 5th edition, a tabletop role-playing game where you use dice and character sheets to tell a story about modern-day vampires in a horrible dystopian version of our own world. How could our own world get any more dystopian than it already is? It's tough, but we find ways. I'm so glad that you're here watching our channel where we play these games. Really happy to kind of walk you through an adventure today with our incredible cast members for this series. Our vampires have been on a long journey. We've cataloged, I think, over 50 episodes now, or somewhere in the mid-50s. And we've seen these characters change so much. And currently they're on a little kind of a transition adventure away from Pittsburgh. The show is called Vampires of Pittsburgh. But they're on a trip to Philadelphia to recruit new troops for their vision of the future. They have taken control of Pittsburgh, but now they need bodies, not warm bodies, cold bodies to help them in their crusade, in their ongoing immortality. So we're going to get into that in just a minute. Before we do, I want to say hello to all of our viewers out there. Hello, all of our hardcores. Clancy, Miss MYK, Thursday. Hello. What's up, guys? I'm so happy you're all here. I think I saw my good buddy Aldrin down there somewhere. Hi, guys. Welcome back. If you're new, welcome to the stream. We do a lot of shows here on the Stream of Blood. We stream 3 times a week, Tuesdays, Saturdays, and Sundays. We have a show called Taste of Blood on Tuesdays that's sort of a grab bag of all kinds of different games that we want to play. On Saturday nights, we play Blades in the Dark by John Harper, and we had a great session last night. And then Sunday mornings is the crown jewel of our channel, The Vampires of Pittsburgh. So if you enjoy our content, you want to see more special events, please subscribe. That we're currently subscribing on Twitch is the only way to support our channel, and so I encourage you to do so. Click that subscribe button. Buy someone new that you see in the chat. Buy them a subscription, and that helps us do all kinds of great things. Give you more shows to help us, kind of provide people that help us with the stream, like this person filling in for Clinton Trucks today. Please welcome today's secret storyteller, Jill Petracek, everybody. Let's bring Jill in. Hi.
Hello. Hi.
Welcome. Are you excited? Are you ready for some vampire?
I am. This is my favorite show. This is why I'm here. And
right.
when Clint was like, do you want to run this? And I was like, absolutely. Yes, I do. Yeah, I'm very excited.
Great. And we have some new incredible Will Potworth art to show our cast today too, right?
Yes, we do. Would you like to see it?
Let's just wait. I'll bring in our players, and then when their characters walk out, that's when we'll throw it up.
Copy that. All right.
All right. Thank you, Jill. Jill Petracek, everybody. Thank you, Jill. And speaking of the cast, let's bring them in. Oh, one quick note. Our good buddy Abu Salim, who is currently filming a television series for HBO Max in South Africa, is going to be arriving a little late this morning. And as I always say when these things happen, if you ever play a tabletop role-playing game at home, you know that this is the one thing you can always count on. Someone will be late or someone might not show. So we believe Abu is going to make it. But, we've got our other 2 stalwarts here, and it's always fun when they play. So let's go ahead and bring them in. This guy is a fantastic role player, actor, improviser, artist, cartoonist, and he creates his own music videos with his soon-to-be wife. My God, what a list of incredible things to be. I really love this dude. Let's bring him in. He's playing Curtis Krieger, the veteran of Afghanistan, now turned gangrel vampire, who is sort of the combatant of the group. Let's bring in Ross Bryant, everybody.
Oh, hey, Jared. Wow. Amazing. Thank you for that sweet introduction. You caught me boning up here. I can't read all books about witches and alchemy. Man cannot live by bread alone. So I'm wrapping myself up in a warm plate of comfort food with God, Emperor of Dune.
Have you read it before?
I've not. I read the first 3 books early in Quar, then I set it aside, and now I'm back to finish the sextet.
Guess what book I'm reading right now?
Which one?
God Emperor of Dune.
My man. Yeah, it's time to get it all in the brain before the cinematic event of our lifetimes happens later this year.
That's right. Yeah, so the movie's coming out, and also the Stream of Blood will be doing some Dune streams coming up here later in the year. So it's technically research. Would you mind showing the cover one more time? I just want to point something out to our viewers.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't want to give any spoilers if people are reading the Dune series, but the cover is okay for us to show. What does that evoke for you? Because when my wife saw me reading it in bed, it invoked a certain thing for her.
Yeah, what is this evocative of, would you say?
I don't know.
Just food for thought.
Yeah.
All I can say is, like, I hope a lot of people see this Dune movie so that studios are forced to make films of the other books in the series, because we start with Dune, but eventually, we get here.
Dude, and let me just say, Dune, I think, pretty filmable, you know, but then they get exceedingly less filmable as the series goes on.
Yeah, this one is profoundly bizarre.
That one is, that's book 4. I would venture to say about 3/4 of the way into book 3, Children of Dune, unfilmable.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So really interested to see how they handle that, because I think the film's going to be a big hit, and then they'll.
So the gauntlet's been thrown down, Denis Villeneuve.
Yeah, good luck, Denis Villeneuve. Ross and I don't think you can do it.
Prove us wrong.
Yeah, prove us wrong, and we'll come buy tickets. All right, let's bring in our own Bene Gesserit witch. She is a fantastic actor. You can see on Mythic Quest from Apple TV Plus. She also has a podcast that I'll let her talk about a little bit, connected to Mythic Quest. And she is just in every cool video game that you want to play. You can hear her voice. And she plays Jen Brown, who was a thin blood vampire and sort of a tech CEO, tech expert, but is now a Nosferatu vampire after her first foray into diablerie. Oh my God, these characters have changed. Please welcome our good pal, Ashley Burch, everybody.
Hello.
Howdy do.
Hello.
My hair is really doing a thing. Hi.
Hi. I just heard about your podcast. Do you want to just tell people about it? Because they might want to listen.
Yes. So we made a podcast, the 4 gals on the show, on Mythic Quest, and I and David Hornsby, called Questy Besties. Because
Questy Besties.
the 4 main ladies of the cast are all very, very close friends. And Abu's here.
Oh, sweet.
Oh my
God.
Wow.
Right on time. Right on
time.
Beautiful. I'll let him
gear up.
Well, maybe he doesn't need to gear up. Yeah, go ahead and just finish your thought. I'm so sorry, Ashley.
Oh, no, it's totally fine. I interrupted myself. Basically, David Hornsby, who plays David on the show, was like, we should just do a podcast where the gals talk. And then Rob and Megan were like, well, we should do that, except you need to also be there so that they can make you uncomfortable with their vulnerability and their emotions and their compliments. So it's the 4 of us and David Hornsby talking about the show episode by episode. And we have special guests that come on and stuff like that. It's very fun.
Beautiful. And there's more rhyming if people get into it, right? There's Questy Besties, but then there's like questions that you ask.
Oh, yes, we have Questy Bestie Guesties.
Questy Bestie Guesties. I that's making me laugh. I love it. Let's bring in another one of our besties. I can't believe he made it. Man, this guy is what a trooper. And what an incredible actor. You can see him on Raised by Wolves on HBO Max. You can hear his voice in games like Assassin's Creed. And you can see him here in Vampires of Pittsburgh, where he plays Lucius Ali, a Ventru Diablerist who wants to change vampire society. Let's bring him in. Abu Salim, everybody.
You did it!
Yeah, you made it!
Oh my God. Honestly,
Thanks for being here, buddy.
Literally, I was like counting the minute of when this freaking load shedding would begin, and I was just waiting, and it wasn't happening. And I was like, oh my God, maybe this is the moment. Maybe this is the moment. And then I like logged in, and I was like, it's working!
Yay!
So load shedding just means that they like power you down, like your whole house. Okay, I get it now. Okay, great.
So they literally cut the electricity of basically the town, the city, for like
Wow.
2 hours.
Whoa.
And or sometimes it can be even as long as 4 hours where you just don't have any electricity or any power. It's madness. And so, and the thing is like here it happens, like they'll tell you on the day when it cuts off. So you could be like, oh yeah, everything's fine, and then suddenly poof, the power just goes off. And they say it's like to save power, but I don't know.
We all know what's really going on.
You know what I mean? It's like it's so weird. It's so weird, and it's just like I can never I could never imagine something like that happening in like London, let alone something happening it's just a complete revolt. Like
there'd be rioting everywhere.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I make a phone call every time my internet is out. How dare you?
Honestly. So yeah, it's so crazy. It's just and the problem is that it can happen any time of the year, anytime they want, like just randomly. And there's only one energy provider here in South Africa. So it's like rather than having
part
like
of the problem.
Yeah, right.
Just saying. Just saying.
In all of South Africa, there's one energy provider?
Yeah. Honestly, the only one. And like, if you want to go solar power, by the way, you have to apply for a license. It's so expensive, which you could do that, especially with wind as well over here. But it's like someone's making it very difficult to do any of this stuff. So,
almost like they want to maintain their monopoly. Okay.
Well, it sounds like a fun place to live. And we have some viewers who live in Texas, so they get it when it comes to rolling blackouts and capitalist monopolies. But before Abu's screen suddenly goes black, it's not going to happen. I feel good. We are destined to play some Vampire this morning. Are you guys ready to go?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, I haven't written an overwritten intro for the Philadelphia story, so I'll just do a recap, and that is that our three vampires, they find themselves now without the Inquisition in Pittsburgh, without a Camarilla in Pittsburgh, and really, because of the Inquisition's hunting down of all the vampires, really no anarchs to speak of in Pittsburgh. And so having allied with one of the few kindred left, Marius Sikora. In fact, we have an image of Marius. Could we throw that up, Jill? Do you think you could show me that? Yes, we now see what Marius looks like. Here he is. Yes.
He's creepier than I even thought.
Man.
So having allied with this lovely, smiling gentleman, they find themselves in a new haven, the fifth or sixth haven they've had you can take it down now, Joe. So they find themselves in the Nativity Hotel in Pittsburgh, and they're making plans for the future. This is what happened last stream. And you all kind of decided that for various reasons, a trip to Philadelphia was maybe a good idea. For Lucius Ali, Marius and he sort of talked about how if they were going to kind of install a plan for the future of the city, then they needed numbers. They need other vampires who kind of are allied with them, who can kind of help them kind of run the city. And you need followers. If you're going to have a vision, you have to have followers. And so for that reason, Lucius has sort of gone to Philadelphia to see if he can find any vampires to ally with. For Curtis Krieger, he found out that the Odessa crime family boss, who was running drugs, specifically opiates, into Pittsburgh, he found this out many episodes ago, actually, is a guy named Lavro Makarovich, who operates out of a place called Pavlov Antiques here in Philadelphia. And so he was going to go and maybe pay that man a visit, because we know that our friend Curtis Krieger has right there in his sheet under his maybe ambition or desire to cut off the drugs to Pittsburgh. And for Jen Brown, the situation was that she misses her touchstone. But it's very complicated about whether or not she can truly reconnect with Sabrina, because Jen Brown has gone through changes. In fact, let's see the Jen Brown image if we can, Miss Jill. Jen Brown now, yes, so
cool.
Awesome.
shadowed there.
God.
Yeah,
Hell
beautiful.
yeah. That's
Beautiful
awesome.
Will Pottorff art. Yeah, she looks foreboding now.
Yeah, she looks cool.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm into it.
And that face is sort of burnt and shadowed and two-facey. And in fact, let's not forget that our other two vampires, let's show them as well, Jill. That Curtis Krieger and Lucius Ali, because they have lost so much humanity.
Oh, wow.
This is how Curtis is generally looking. I mean, maybe not always covered in blood now, but he just kind of looks slightly more feral and non-human in general.
Sam Elliott.
Yeah, there's a Sam Elliott look going on.
Yeah, Sam Elliott crossed with a Doberman Pinscher. I love it.
Yeah, and let's see Lucius Ali. He's there's Lucius.
This claw.
The good doctor. The good doctor.
Good doctor, right there.
Dr. Ali. So our three vamps are, let's not judge Marius's appearance too much.
Fair enough.
He looks, positively glowing in comparison.
You guys are apex predator looking like him now. I mean, all three of you in one way or another. So you traveled to Philadelphia. You had, I believe it was Clara driving the RV that you took.
That's right.
You were stopped by cops, just like a traffic cop because Clara was speeding. Jen Brown, because of her higher humanity, was the only one who was able to rouse herself and then use animalism to cause a deer to push that cop into traffic so you could get away. That was fun.
Sorry.
Then once you got to Philadelphia, everybody was hungry as hell and needed to hunt. So Jen Brown and Curtis Krieger tracked down some teenagers under an overpass. Lucius Ali, he has a feeding restriction. He is a blood leech and will only feed on other vampires. And so he kind of found this sort of graffiti in kind of more rundown, lower income sections of town that kind of looked like a little bit like the Anonymous mask, but with more of like a Robin Hood kind of image to it. And through that, he was able to find looked like a nascent kindred who was sort of confused about how to feed and more confused now because Lucius fed on her. And so that kindred is out of the picture, but Lucius is full of blood, so that's good. The final thing that happened is Jen Brown did reconnect with her touchstone Sabrina and met a new guy who was sort of working with Grouper, Sabrina, and Jen's company, who there's a bit of a question about him. He seems to suddenly be really making changes at the company. And I will just say, in case it wasn't clear before, it seems out of character for Sabrina to let a person like this make these kind of changes, Jen Brown. But of course, it's hard to even talk to Sabrina right now because Jen Brown is fully disfigured, and Sabrina's comment was that she could see Sonia in Jen Brown now. She could see Sonia's image in Jen Brown's face. Brutal. And so I will return our company to wherever they're sleeping for the night. Is it in the RV? Let's. I think that. I'm sorry, sleeping for the day. I think that after all of our adventures last time, probably you need kind of. It's getting close to sunup at some point, and so you need to slumber. Are we gonna do that in the RV with kind of Clara on guard, or is there another plan?
What do y'all think?
Well, I was just gonna say, could I kind of still keep going on the track of training Clara to be like the best vampire hunter in the world?
I think that's a great idea. I think that you can. And so tell me what you had in mind.
So I mean, like, I know that she's already stabbed the one in the head, and it was very
right. Yeah, she was the one that helped you get that prey.
Clara.
Yeah. So I guess it's like with the remaining hours that we had of knowing all this stuff as well, I've just been kind of teaching her in regards to like looking out, being aware, also just again, I mean, I can't teach her any blood sorcery, can I?
You know what? You kind of can. And here's why. She won't be able to use the powers, but the thing about blood sorcery is if she has some kindred blood, she might still be able to do it. I'm not going to tell you yes or no right now. I want to think about it a little bit and look at the rules, but I will say that if you want to be teaching her some, like just the kind of concepts behind it, you can.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I want Clara to be a witch so bad now.
Yeah.
I think like I'm genuinely like, I'm just giving her. I'm just preparing her for stuff. I'm just getting, molding her and, using the leadership points that I have now to kind of be like, hey, this is what you do. This is what you don't do. That kind of vibe.
Well, then let me tell you this. I'm going to start marking down XP for Clara and buffing up her profile. Yes. But let's just have a leadership role from you. You can add whatever attribute you'd like to it. If you're teaching her like sorcery or something like that right now, maybe it should be intelligence plus leadership. Okay. Let's see how your successes go.
5 successes.
Wow.
Damn.
Okay, so I'm gonna give you. Let's see. Last time you taught her a little bit, and then I'm not gonna tell you how much exactly, but I'm gonna give her some XP here. Okay, Okay, great. So she has some XP from that, and so that's what you guys do into the as the light in the sky starts to turn from black to like blue. That is what you guys do, and Curtis and Jen, if you had any business before dawn comes, please let me know.
I'd love to know more about Pavlov Antiques, where it is, what the situation is, entrances, exits, all that jazz.
Great. I think that means that you are kind of staking it out a little bit, or what do you call casing it? Is that right?
Yeah, I'd like to case the joint. What
would you like to roll to case Pavlov Antiques? It's up in a neighborhood that's a little distance away called Port Richmond.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to give you a little higher difficulty because you have to rush this a little bit before dawn.
Okay.
Because of its distance, but and then you have to get over there as well. I don't think we need to go into you stealing another car. Let's just say you do it. I'll reflect it in a higher difficulty. What would you like to use to case Pavlov Antiques?
Let's do wits plus investigation.
That sounds good. I'm going to say that it's going to cost 3. You need to get. I'm going to make it a difficulty 3.
Okay.
And then if you get over that, you're going to get something special.
Ooh, a special prize. Let's see. I got 3 successes.
There you go. So you just got the successes that you need, and you are able to actually check out Pavlov Antiques, and you realize that it is a kind of quaint little antique store. It looks like a place where they sell like samovars and things like that. It's like very kind of dowdy and doesn't seem like an Odessa mob front, which is probably why it makes for a good one.
Mm-hmm.
And you realize that there are always 2 guys, and they look big and tough, kind of milling around. And you don't see Lavro Makarovich, who has been described to you by your criminal contacts. Lavro is described as a youngish guy, maybe like mid-30s. I mean, that's pretty young for a boss, but remember, all of the Odessa mob were hit in raids in like 2017, and this is the guy that was the heir to the throne just because he was the one that was left. Okay, Lavro Makarovich. He's described as mid-30s, clean-shaven, but with dyed black hair. And that he dresses, a little bit more. He dresses up from his men, who are not in like suits like they're mafia dons. They're wearing like flannel shirts and jeans and like leather jackets,
Adidas track jackets.
Yeah. Exactly, yeah, and they are like just outside, like smoking every once in a while. They kind of take a walk, and you're pretty certain that there is an exit in the back.
Okay. Is it a 2-story? Is it a?
It is a 2-story. It is a 2-story, and because it's night, you do see as dawn is coming up, someone apparently gets up like very early in the morning, like 5:15, because a light goes on in the upper story.
Okay. Yeah. Cool. And then maybe these smokers hear a clatter across the street, and it's just Shadow over there.
All right. Yeah, they're like looking out. Yeah, it's nothing. They just keep walking and smoking. And then it's time for you to head back to the RV, unless you'd like to try to ensconce yourself somewhere in this neighborhood.
That's interesting.
We can kind of hop around.
Dangerous.
You each have your own quest, kind of, so we can do that if we'd like. It is dangerous, but it might, I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like since the last time Curtis kind of was out on his own, he got pinched by the cam. He's maybe a little more on his guard. So I think I'll head back to the RV.
Very good. And so I will move the scene to Jen Brown. Jen Brown, anything before dawn?
Yes, I think that Jen would head back to the RV and immediately start investigating this new guy.
Very good.
Yeah. Just try to figure out who he is, where he came from, what his deal is.
Great. Really great.
What the app was.
What the hell is this app is doing and what it's supposed to be.
That's great. So tell me what skill set you're using, what kind of pool you'd like to use.
Oh, I'd like to use intelligence plus technology.
Okay, great.
Excellent for me. I'm a little bit hungry. Okay, so that's going to be...
So,
good.
We've had some questions in the Discord. I'm just making sure you have a couple hunger dice, but successes on those count just as well. You know that, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Did I get any willpower back?
Yes. Well, actually, wait. No, Jen Brown, that last scene that you were in was the kind of thing that I think takes willpower away.
Fuck a duck. I had 6. I had a pool of 8.
No.
And I fucking got a total failure.
How is that possible? How is it
Oh
possible?
my god, I can't deal with it.
My best dice pool.
Here's how I narrate it. Okay. You do find one thing out.
Oh my god.
Someone has gone into Grouper and completely changed all your code. It's now the code is doing things you don't recognize, which is almost impossible because what is your technology skill rating?
4, I believe.
Yeah, you're a 4. So someone with a technology skill rating of 5 has gone in and is messing with all your code. Now, Jen Brown, of all the things that you have created or built during your mortal life, there were few things left. And one was Grouper.
Right.
And so your total failure right now, I think, possibly throws you into a frenzy because someone has changed your legacy. And so I will let you, though, narrate how she expresses that frenzy.
Okay, so I think she's like in the back of the RV with her good hand, so she's slow, trying to get into this fucking thing. She sees all of her code has changed. And maybe Clara's in the front seat, and she just screams and punches a hole into the RV, and it dents.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Are we there as well?
Clara's like,
are we there?
Fuck?
Yeah, you're there.
So we could just I think Lucius would be like, what the fuck are you doing?
I want to quell the beast.
Okay, because it's a little bit PvP and it's a mind power, is that okay if Curtis does that to Jen Brown, Ashley?
He can try.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's try it.
Okay.
Let's try it.
Okay.
See if it
Let's
works.
roll for it. Do you know what your dice pool is for that, my friend? I can bring it up really easily.
Yeah, it's a charisma.
Charisma plus animalism versus
Stamina
Jen
plus-
Brown's stamina plus resolve, and remember you do have to rouse for this.
Stamina plus
Right.
resolve. Okay.
Okay.
And I include my hunger in this, right?
You do. Mm-hmm. That's right.
2.
If you had to guess,
What is
if you had to guess, it's a total failure.
Well, I feel like I should roll for you, man.
Would you please?
Your dice are smoking.
They are literally hot. I don't understand.
I got 3 successes, but it seems like bullying at this point.
Well, it's okay. So, Curtis, just show us how you quell Jen Brown's beast, because I think the punch that puts a dent in the side of the RV is the beginning of something until Curtis.
Yeah, I think you just feel you feel a hand on the back of your neck, and that's happening, and it's almost like that thing where a cat grabs her kitten and they just kind of go limp on the back, and you just hear my voice, and as I've said, it's just all the treble goes out, and it's the bass that rattles your bones, just it's okay. This isn't a today problem. This is a tomorrow problem. Right now it's time to rest, right?
Right. Yeah. Okay.
I think Curtis Krieger should.
This isn't you. This isn't you. There's a strength within you.
There is by the way, be sure to buy the Curtis Krieger app that helps you go to sleep.
Jesus. But
Quell the Beast. It's on the Apple Store.
Yeah.
Sorry, Abu.
I was gonna say, I think I definitely after that I'll ask, like, what's wrong? What are you doing?
I went to see Sabrina.
What?
I went to see Sabrina. I thought she was in trouble, and there is some fucking guy. It doesn't matter. Look, I'm fine.
Who's the guy?
Did I find anything on him? Like even just a cursory Google search, I could show a picture or something?
I think it was a total failure, but you can bring him up now. Actually, you try to, and you realize that he is like on every social media platform with like a ridiculous amount of followers for someone you've never heard of. Like he has like 600,000 on Instagram. He has like, hundreds of thousands on Twitter. And it's always him. Like he always calls himself Tnaz or Vagabond, but spelled V464B0ND on everything. And he's always like,
this guy changed my fucking code. I'm fine.
Can I I'm gonna just I'm gonna reach and be like, can I see him?
Yeah, I mean he's everywhere, so.
And I think I'm gonna look at the phone and then look at Clara and be like, you have a mission.
I'm listening.
Find out who this guy is, what he does, why is he here, and why is he causing such a fucking mess?
Right. You want me to go do that? Or you want me to do it online? Because if I leave here, you guys are unguarded, and I think you probably need me to, like...
Well, this guy seems to not... Well, from what I understand, he seems to enjoy his online life, and he probably isn't hiding much on his online life. So try and mine as much as you can from him online while you're watching us. And in the night, Jen, if you don't mind, we can find out more about him in the evening.
Thanks, Lucius. Yeah.
Great.
Sorry, I lost my cool.
It's okay. Hey, we've all been there.
No, I mean, it's fine. You're a fucking vampire. It happens,
Yeah.
Shit. And, she suddenly has to close the curtains because the sun is coming up. So let's, everybody goes into repose. You go into slumber. And now the sun crosses the sky, and then it goes down, and the sky gets darker. And as it gets to kind of a twilight hue, you rouse yourself. So can I have a rouse roll from each of you?
Yeah, I got hungrier.
Okay, I didn't get hungrier.
All right.
The first success of the game.
Things are looking up for Jen Brown.
I got hungrier.
Yeah.
How much hunger are Lucius and Curtis now sitting at?
2.
I didn't I drink Milady until 0, so I think I'm now at 1.
You're at 1. Yeah, and then how about you, Jen Brown? Where are you sitting? 3? 2. Oh, good. Okay. Manageable levels, guys. We're doing great.
What could go wrong?
Maybe look for an opportunity for a sip tonight, but nothing pressing. So now I ask you, the game is yours. Where would you like to go first? Who would you like to talk to, investigate? Oh, well, actually, you set something up, didn't you? So Clara turns to you and is like, I've been looking at that guy's profiles. He's really cool. He's really funny.
God damn it, Clara.
I'm sorry, but he is. I mean, look at his YouTubes. And then she plays, and he has this YouTube channel. So many followers. This has to be, making him like lots of money. And like he's like, it's prank time, and like with like an air horn and like scaring people on the street. And
I
he's
wish I
like,
could die again.
Yeah.
Turn it off, Clara. Turn it off.
I think canonically, Curtis is like, he's pretty good. Curtis grew up watching Jackass and is like, I mean, it's not Jackass, but it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Jen gives him a stink eye.
Yeah. Okay.
So Clara basically says, I just love him. He's just amazing. I can't believe I've never heard about him before.
But what does he do? Like what's his experience? Where has he come from? Did you check his LinkedIn or something like that?
Where does he come from? I mean, I don't know. I think he's Pakistani, but American, like his parents.
No, I'm asking you his professional. Okay, right. I think
he's an influencer, Lush. He's a personality.
I'm an influencer. I can influence your thoughts to do what you want. What is an influencer?
Yeah.
Lucius hating social media is my new favorite thing.
Good question.
Angry old man.
All right, you know what?
Lisa, use influence to get a real job.
Question. This guy strikes me as someone that Sabrina would not like would roll her eyes at.
That's 100% correct.
So Jen would know. So is there any sort of like, I feel like Jen is thinking that there must be something weird about this guy. Like either he has this effect where he just sort of enchants people. Like there's something sort of supernatural weird. Does that seem fair that like if Sabrina met this guy, she'd be like, the fuck is this Joker?
Now, Curtis has spent a little time with some magical folks now. I've met witches. I've met whatever those kids were. I saw them drinking the memories of a child. As we said, Curtis is convinced that Frankensteins are out there, but also zombies. So like, are any of these social media pictures of this guy hanging out in the daylight, just to rule that out?
Say again, what was the question again?
This guy, does he have pictures of himself out in the sun?
Oh, very good question. Yes, absolutely. Some of the prank video you just watched was kind of filmed during the day.
So he's not one of us. But based on, does he remind me of any of these critters I've encountered?
Roll a intelligence plus occult.
Yeah, that's as
I think
bad
that's how
as
we
you'd
ended up
expect
with
it to be.
Frankenstein's last time.
Right, because I'm so dim when it comes to this stuff.
Could I also just try to roll intelligence?
Yeah, all of you can roll intelligence. If you don't have a cult, I'm going to make it a little more difficult. I need you to get 2 successes to get even a hint of anything. 3 will get you the truth.
I rolled 2 dice and I got 2 successes.
I also got 2 successes.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay, no problem. So with 1, Lucius, you just hate social media. And with 2 successes,
He's still ranting about it.
Both of you have no idea what this guy is, but there's something weird, which is that, like, how have you never heard about him? Right. And how come he's not on any kind of like, he's like in all these social media apps, and he's very present in Grouper. Like, it feels like all of your like contacts on Grouper have him as a contact all of a sudden, Jen Brown. But there's no press about him. That's why Clara was unsuccessful. There's absolutely no one has talked about him. It's only the stuff that he puts out there that's out there. There is something weird. And that's all I can tell you.
On his YouTube videos?
Yes. Almost. No, actually 0 negative comments. Just like, this is amazing. I love this. This guy's the best. On and on and on.
Can I like examine Clara a little bit as she's watching the video to see if I can glean anything from like her reaction to him? Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Smart.
So I think that would be an observation. Why don't you give me, it's an insight an option for us, I think?
I think it is, yes.
Yeah, so give me a insight, and then you can use resolve or composure or just intelligence. Any of those is fine.
I would like to use intelligence.
Okay.
Come on, baby. 1 success.
Okay, so you watch her while she's watching it, and after a while she does kind of get bored and turn it off. So it's not like she's like enthralled or anything, but her kind of enthusiasm when you first like were talking to her about it does seem a little odd, because you're just not sure. I mean, maybe you talked to Lucius, but is this the kind of thing Clara's into?
Yeah, I think I would ask.
No,
like,
I absolutely not. Like, I think that he's like the idea of like, I think she has the same sort of, not necessarily the same mentality, but it is a very much like a the idea of watching something and thinking someone's funny online is just, it's so boring because she knows a world that's much bigger than that, right?
Right.
So,
yeah. She likes to get her hands dirty and run around the real world.
She stabbed a vampire in the head yesterday. Like, why would she be like, you know what I mean? Like, anyway, but a lot of my life is now kicking in. So I think Lucius is going to basically, he's going to be like, you know what? Right. We have a mission, but this fucking guy.
There's something.
We need to pay a visit.
Okay, they wanted me to go see the grouper offices yesterday, and I said no. Maybe I can text Sabrina, and we can meet up there. But look, I've scarred her emotionally enough. So, however we do this, can we please be more contained than we usually are? I want to make sure we figure out who this guy is and get him away from her, but I'd rather not add more trauma to her or Dylan in the process. So if we can just be, I know I just punched a hole in the RV yesterday, but if we could be a little bit calmer, that would be
Listen,
great.
You just give me a minute with this man and I'll find everything about him.
Okay. So I'm going to text Sabrina and say, like, I'm sorry, which will not be a lie. I'm going to say, I'm sorry about yesterday. I was nervous to see you now that I look the way that I look. But I do want to meet up. I'd love to see Grouper.
Look, I got my own stuff going on right now, but I don't want to leave you guys again. Look, I'll ride over there with you, but I'll stay outside or something. I don't think I'd make a very good impression right now, but if anything pops off or this guy does anything weird or tries to prank you, just give me the high sign.
Of course, Sabrina agrees. She says it's okay. She understands, but she doesn't think this distance is good for you. Come over right now. They're all there.
Okay. Should we head over?
Yeah, let's do it.
I have a real bad feeling about this. I mean,
really bad feeling.
How is one of the most? I love that one of the most malevolent forces we've encountered is just like a hey guys, social media influencer.
Well, guys, I mean, come on. We needed after the events of Washington's Landing. But you're right. This is arguably more horrifying.
I think as we drive over, Jen is just hate watching. He probably has like an unboxing video, and she's like, I fucking hate unboxing videos. She's just hate watching it all the way there.
He has unboxing.
I ate just tacos for 2 weeks. Yeah.
His video with the most hits is a video about how to get more hits. So pretty soon you are standing outside of the Grouper offices, and you actually see like two kind of like, I mean, Jen Brown, you can spot a coder when you see one, like two like coder types like kind of come out and get their jackets on and leave. So it looks like the offices are kind of closing down for the night. But the light is on in the big window upstairs. So does Curtis Krieger or anybody want to tell me like kind of how they're positioned, if they're like, I'm just kind of being careful and trying to keep a low profile? That's fine too. Go ahead.
Could I possibly? I mean, like they're going to be probably on the. I'm going to ask Jen, what floor are they on?
Do I know that? I'm sure I do. She would have told me, presumably.
Yeah, they're right on the second floor there. Yeah.
Okay.
You can see the light for their office right now.
So I think what I'm going to do then is I'm going to be like, I'm going to soaring leap and go up above and stealth my way in, basically.
Okay, great.
I think I'll be like, you tell me what you want to do. Just know that I am in the premises and I'll be able to hear anything that you need. If there's any trouble or anything that goes on, I'm there.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, so I'm just going to stay by the car. If anything, maybe just hit me with a text every 5-10 minutes or so. If I don't hear from you, I'm going in.
All right.
Okay,
I think I also would like to do, if I can, heightened senses.
Right. Great. Your senses suddenly kick into kind of fine detail. You can hear cockroaches skittering along the street. The different scents that you couldn't smell before suddenly waft through Philadelphia. You're picking up different tones in a sense. And you enter, and there's kind of like an old elevator that'll take you up to the second floor. This is kind of a rehabbed building that they've taken over. And a big studio on the top floor has become the grouper offices. Stop me anytime.
Hear or sense or smell anything non-human or supernatural or out of the ordinary? Anything that would make me pause?
No, you don't actually.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't have anything like that coming through right now. Everything seems like the normal world of flesh and blood and the things that you're used to. When the elevator doors open, you are looking at, this is the way Sabrina would keep a grouper office. It's, it's got like the snack zone or whatever, but it's also just got kind of like some cubicles where people can kind of, do their coding. And it's got a big board, kind of like a big zone where people kind of monitor what's going on with the app in real time. And then also a conference room behind, it's been well rehabbed. So behind some glass, there's a conference room. And in there, you can see Dylan and Sabrina and Tadine, the guy that introduced himself as Tadine, having pizza and talking and laughing.
Okay. And as I scan, does anything seem weird or out of the ordinary based on my heightened senses?
Let me see. Yeah, one thing seems weird, which is that the second you walk in, Tadine goes and then looks over at you. And he's like, and let me just ask, Lucius Ali, you said you were leaping up to outside the window. Are you literally outside the window, or are you up on the roof? Where are you?
I'm going on the roof to try and make my way down, and kind of break in that way. Do you see what I mean?
Right. So Tadine immediately comes out of the room toward you, and of course he's got his phone in his hand, and he's kind of looking at it as he approaches you, and then you just notice, Jen Brown, that he goes like this for a little bit. And keeps looking at his phone. He's like, "Hey, Jen, what's up?"
Hey,
and Sabrina and Dylan are coming out to meet you as well.
Also, I want to say that I did the fashion, my fashion accessory version of my hair situation.
Did you bother to use the blush of life?
Does that matter? I wasn't sure if that would change anything for me.
Your curse now means that you have what is called repulsive looks. It's a flaw. Right. But you can still blush of life so that you don't seem to be dead, right? You just are, a repulsive looks living person. And that manifests for you, as you said, in that sort of kind of ruined or burnt kind of flesh on one side of you. These guys all know. Well, actually, you don't know that Tadine does. So, are you just showing yourself to be a creature of the night, or are you maintaining a masquerade?
I'll try. I'll do blush of life, and I don't get hungrier.
Okay, great.
I get pink. I'm sorry. I get pink.
Right. Yeah. So he's like, "Hey, what's up? You want some pizza?"
I'm not hungry. Thanks so much. Hey, do you guys want to? Looks great. Do you want to give me a tour of the place?
Sure, I'll give you the tour. And Sabrina and Dylan kind of hang back, and he's like, "So this is, the big monitor where we keep what's going with the app. I've made a couple changes."
I saw. Hey, you seem to be a really skilled coder. Where did you study?
Oh, I'm self-taught.
Of course you are. And how did you come to know my friends here?
Well, really, I kind of got to know all of you through the Grouper app. Been a big fan of yours for a while, Jen Brown, and I realized that it had applications that, I didn't just love, I needed. So being able to be a part of this is such an honor. Like, I am not worthy to be on your
Great.
staff.
Yeah,
Like, it's
thank
like,
you. Thanks.
Horror.
Yeah. Great. Yeah. Interesting changes. I'm gonna.
we're increasing users, and they're staying. This is Sabrina.
Right.
We had to figure out how to grow, Jen.
When I look at Tadine, now that I'm like with him and looking at him, does anything strike me? I know that he's like, I can tell that he's like sensing sounds that seem weird.
Yeah.
But is there anything from the look of him or from the feel of him or from heightened senses now that I'm close to him that indicates anything to me?
Heightened senses.
Or just in general, I don't know. Maybe.
No, it's interesting. Yes, there is something. Heightened senses should give you something, and I know what it is. He is throwing off fear pheromones. Like you are smelling or feeling with your heightened senses when your prey kind of gets tense. And Jen Brown is pretty sensitive to that because she is a consensualist. She prefers to feed on, or in the past she did, people who were calm, right? She usually drinks phlegmatic blood, like blood of people who are calm or unconscious. And you are getting it's a little bit of an alarm bell for you when someone is afraid. Dylan and Sabrina aren't throwing this off. They are, they're cautious, but you can feel kind of that they are calmer. And he's acting, cool as a cucumber, but you can tell that he is afraid of you.
I'm gonna go, hey, you doing? I'm gonna like put a hand on his shoulder and be like, you doing okay, bud? You seem a little.
I'm fine. Are you doing okay? Sometimes people get, a little territorial when someone improves their code.
Improves.
Oh my God! Am I hearing any of this? By the way, I think I'll be like, oh.
Improves their code.
Sure. You're near a window and you hear that. I don't know. You don't have heightened senses, so maybe not. Maybe not, Lucius. But
cut to the RV front seat. Ruby in the passenger seat. Curtis is just like, "Get up, come on, get down with the sickness." Waiting for the text.
I think involuntarily Jen's grip tightens when he says improve the code.
I think he's going to go, you want to tell me why you have your little friends outside? Huh?
You want to tell me what the fuck you're doing here? Vagabond?
I am contributing to the digital revolution.
Who the fuck are you?
And that's when he pulls out his air horn, which was kind of like in like his pocket, and goes sets it off. And unless you stop him, because you can roll to do something this turn too.
I think I want to roll to try to stop him.
Okay, great. What would you like to roll to do that?
I want to try. I want to try compel.
Great.
If I can tell that he's about to do something.
Okay, great.
I want to tell him hands in the air, knees on the ground.
Okay, great. So go ahead and you don't even have to rouse for a compel, right? But I do want you to roll. And the roll for that compel is going to be
charisma plus dominate.
That's right. And he's going to roll his intelligence plus resolve.
Could you imagine if this guy was just purely just trying to basically climb the world, and where he's just bumped into a bunch of vampires who are just trying to
he's just a normal guy.
Literally just wants to, just really gung ho, like, yeah, man, just want to try and do something great in life.
Guys, I fucking failed again, and I'm pissed. Can I succeed at a cost?
Yes, you can. Your success at a cost means that you become completely frenzied out right now. Okay? But it starts with you going like down on the ground, hands in the air. And you know what? I won't even allow him to resist because you have already taken a cost. And that cost is that you go completely frenzied and you seem like a monster. You lose the blush of life. He can tell you're not human now. And he does like fall to the ground and drop his air horn to the ground and is like looking up at you like, And now Sabrina and Dylan are like running over to kind of grab you, Jen Brown. But of course you are frenzying. And now I would like to know, Lucius Ali, you do hear something going on inside now. And I think that you have found kind of a skylight, like many of these old villains have, like access point. So what does everybody want to do this round? Keep in mind, it looks like Sabrina and Dylan are going to try to pull you off. Jen Brown, you can try to get it in a hold of yourself if you'd like, or you can lean into that frenzy. What would you like to do?
I feel like RPing it, I would like, because this guy, I don't know who the fuck he is. He fucked with my code, and he's with my friends. So I think I want to grab him by the neck and shove him against the wall.
Okay, great. I'll allow you to do that with a frenzy. And go ahead and roll like strength plus brawl, but because you're frenzying, go ahead and add like, actually, I think you're going to surge automatically if you don't mind.
Okay, so that's a roll to see if I get hungrier. Is that right?
Yeah, roll to see if you get hungrier and then add 2 dice. Yeah, add 2 dice and you can do that, and your potence helps as well. Lucius Ali, what are you going to do when you suddenly hear Jen Brown like growling?
I'm going to just run. I'm going to sprint in or try and aim to I'm going to rip the whatever door is in the way and just go for it. Yeah.
Okay, so you're going to rip the skylight open and kind of go down?
Yeah.
Like do your
Absolutely
soaring leap? Okay, great. Let's do all of this. Jen Brown, give me
did I hear the air horn from air horns are pretty loud?
No, but you haven't gotten a text.
Yeah, so I think that's maybe my cue.
Yeah, I think it is your cue.
I think I'm just going in the front door that Jen came in.
Okay, great. I'm going to say that it takes you like two rounds to get up there, if that's okay, Curtis Krieger. I think that makes sense. And okay, so you're looking at 4 total successes from Sabrina and from Dylan to get you off of him. How did your attack roll go, Jen Brown?
I just got 1 success.
Okay, so I'm gonna say that you don't quite like get him like up against the wall. You just like push him back like before they like grab you, and you have to like stop yourself because you're flexing your vampire might and you're afraid you're gonna hurt them. Right. He goes back into the wall and hits it hard, like enough that a little bit of like the old plaster dust goes up. Suddenly, Lucius Ali like comes down through the skylight and is now here with everybody. Lucius, I'm going to tell you that you're positioned like behind. So it's like Tadine up against the wall, then Jen Brown, and then Sabrina and Dylan, and then you've come down behind all of them. Okay. And now, and then by the way, Curtis Krieger is furiously hitting an elevator button right now.
Come on. Okay. Stairwell, goddamn fire doors. And,
new round, and I'm just going to kind of hint at what the NPC characters are doing. Sabrina and Dylan will continue to try to pull you off of Tadine. Tadine starts to do this. He's like, like he starts like making like kung fu.
God.
Kung fu motions and is moving toward you aggressively in like a kung fu stance. Yes. And
who is this guy? I know what I would like to do.
Yeah, go on.
I think I want to talk to Sabrina and Dylan. I want to be like, use your fucking brains. Where did he come from? You have no idea. Sabrina, you're smarter than this. He has so many followers, but no one knows who he is. I don't know who he is. Who the fuck is this guy? You know better than this. I'm going to like try to get them to realize that there's something weird about this guy. Because I assume Lucius is going to take care of him probably.
I was just about to say, as soon as I see him do that, I'm just going to be like, huh. And then just soaring towards him. And just fucking tackle this guy.
Great. So Lucius and Tadine are going to mix it up hand to hand. Excuse me, everybody. And then Jen Brown, what would you like to roll to do that?
Probably persuasion plus maybe intelligence, because I'm trying to get them to... I'm using like logic to try to get them to realize that they're being duped by this guy.
That makes total sense. Yeah, go ahead and roll that. That's fine.
Okay. Come the fuck on.
Oh
no.
my God.
This can't be true.
I got one success.
One success. Okay. So let me just look. One success is pretty good. And they're listening to you, okay? But you haven't convinced them. And meanwhile, they this time did way better, and they scored 7 successes to kind of pull you back and hold you down. I think the reason that you're having trouble describing to them what's going on is, in your mind, Jen Brown, you're going like, listen, but what's really happening out in the world is you are growling at them like a monster, and you're talking in like frenzy voice. And you're not coming across like Jen Brown, you're coming across as your beast. Okay. That's when Curtis Krieger comes like pulling back like that old-fashioned elevator and comes running in. But that's your round, Curtis Krieger. You are now here, and you are, as Lucius was, positioned behind everybody. I will just say that now to the right of you, Jen Brown is being held down in like a plush kind of like almost like beanbaggy type chair by like Dylan and Sabrina, who are like holding her down and being like, calm down, control your beast. But let's find out what happens with Lucius Ali.
Yeah.
Lucius, would you soaring leap at our friend, and you can make a strength plus brawl attack against him.
And then with my potence, right?
With your potence.
You're gonna rip this guy apart.
Well, let's see. I think that you can add. I'll let you add a die of your potence because you kind of soaring leaped when you did it.
Okay, 3 successes.
Here he goes.
So if this guy like kung fu kicks me in the face, that's it. Like, I'm done.
Okay,
so interested to see what happens, right?
he gets 5 successes.
What?
He grabs Lucius Ali out of the air. He kind of twists him with like a kung fu move, and then he smashes him into a wall. You get thrown 10 feet into a wall, Lucius Ali. So you go flying 7 feet. You smash into one of the walls. Let me see if it was like the glass. It was.
You fucking serious?
So you hit the. Yes, I know, it's insane, and you take 2 superficial damage, which for you is 1 superficial damage. So take 1 superficial damage, and he's like, "Ah."
Can I yell and be like,
I know kung fu, bitch.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Okay.
Great. I'm going to go to town on this guy in this next round. All right, please. That's everybody it now.
Everybody's in the room now.
I think I might just
Curtis.
yell to Dylan and Sabrina, like, get her out of here, as just like as I kind of move forward into since I've seen this guy just toss Lucius away like a rag doll. I'm like, oh no. And I think I'm probably drawing a weapon out of my belt, and Ruby is also like
Oh yeah, Ruby comes loping into the room as well, growling, and so now you do have numbers on him. And let's see, he's looking around. He's marking that Curtis is now here with a pit bull. He's got Lucius Ali and Curtis. You've yelled out to get Jen Brown out of here. Is that what you yelled out? What action are you taking other than that? Because that's just speaking. You could do something else if you'd like.
Okay. I think I'll just like point my gun at him and be like, get down on the ground now.
Okay, great. You can roll an intimidate for me.
Okay.
And then Lucius Ali, what are you going to do? Oh you can use resolve plus intimidate, Curtis, if that's a little better. Yes, I'm sorry, Lucius Ali, what would you like to do?
I'm literally just gonna. I'm gonna look. I think I'm gonna just look. I'm gonna try and like if I catch his eyes, I'm just gonna try and mesmerize this fuck to just kneel.
Okay, great. Great. So everybody. Oh, and Jen Brown, what would you like to do? Would you like to keep trying to communicate with your friends who don't seem to be quite hearing you, or would you like to do something else?
I think I want to try to calm down so I can, if I've clocked that I'm like, that I can like calm down to try to actually just talk to them.
Yeah.
I don't know what that would take.
A willpower roll. How much do you have left?
1.
Okay, this will be a big roll, but if you just can get a 6 or higher, then I mean, you had luck with a rouse roll earlier. This is basically a rouse roll. Let's start with that. So Curtis screams out, "Get her out of here!" And they do that. They're kind of like trying to figure out how they're going to do that. But Jen Brown, can you calm down?
I calm down.
Oh, great. Okay, Jen Brown. Then I'm going to say your success means that you can also go ahead and try to do another attempt at like talking right now, if you'd like.
Now that I'm calm and I see that Lucius and Curtis are there, I'm going to try to take Dylan and Sabrina and like tuck them away somewhere so that they're safe and be like, have you ever seen a fucking coder do that? And like nod at the shattered glass with a vampire in it.
Yes. Okay. So you can do this, but you need to give me some kind of a roll because it's like you're convincing them, but you're also kind of getting them out of the way and getting them safe. You can do this all with one roll. What do you think it would be? It could be leadership. It could be another attempt at persuade.
Maybe a leadership plus persuasion.
Does that work? Usually it's an attribute plus
persuasion plus. Could I justify intelligence or charisma?
I think that charisma for sure.
Okay.
For sure. All right. Let's go ahead and roll that. Let's go see what happens there. See what happens with our bystanders.
2 successes.
So yes. So that's enough for each of them. So you kind of get them to like back up out of the way and you get them to look at what he just did. And they kind of look at each other like confused. And that's where we'll leave you 3 for a second. And then now let's come to how did that intimidation roll go, Curtis Krieger?
I got 2 successes.
Great. And now, Lucius Ali, are you using a mesmerize?
Oh, well, what is stronger? What would I know that is stronger on a human? Would it be mesmerize or would it be compel?
The advantage of compel is that you don't have to rouse. But
it's only one word, right? It's only
one sentence, and it lasts less time. So it buys you time usually, or gets them to do one thing. Whereas a mesmerize can kind of be, more involved and last longer.
Yeah, I think I'm going to mesmerize. So I'm going to rouse roll.
Very good.
And I'm also, because I don't trust this fuck, I'm going to blood surge as well. So, definitely going to surge. Okay, I got hungrier.
Oh, you're only at 2 though, huh? That's not that bad.
Yeah, now I'm at 2. So that's so mesmerize is manipulation plus dominate, right?
That's right.
So and then how much and then how much extra die do I get? 3?
Because you're at blood potency 2 now. So yes, you do.
I'm at 3.
Oh, you're at blood potency 3? Then you get, I think, 4 extra dice.
Wow. Oh my god.
Amazing. I'm not taking any freaking. Great. I got 6 successes.
Incredible.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 successes.
His dice pool's better than mine.
He got 5 successes, and so he's like, that shit won't work on me, man. I got as you start to mesmerize him. Now you can issue your commands, and you're like, get down on the ground, get down on the ground. And that's what he hears as Lucius is mesmerizing him, and so he does get down on the ground.
And I'm literally just going to slowly walk up to him and sort of, place my hand on his jaw, and then just turn him around to face me, and be like, "You throwing me probably was the biggest mistake you will ever make in your life."
Lucius, don't kill him.
Yeah, and Dylan and Sabrina are screaming, "Don't hurt him! Don't hurt him!" And I got to tell you something, Lucius, though. Now that you're close, and Jen Brown, you smell it too. Now that he's been doing weird stuff, suddenly there is a new odor in the air. And it is the odor that you associate with blood, but there's something about it. It's like charged. It's like vitae. It's like when you've spilled vampire blood in a room. Like that's how you guys react to it. Like there's a little bit of the beast inside.
Oh my god! So I must be loving this then, right? I must.
Oh,
I'm gonna rush forward because I know Lucius is. I'm gonna be like, wait, and I'm gonna grab him by the scruff and go, "Who are you?"
I told you.
Who
I'm
are
vagabond.
Why?
I think the question she's asking is, what are you?
He looks at the person who's mesmerized him as to whether he should answer.
And I'm going to be like, answer everything.
I'm a member of the Virtual Adepts.
What is that?
We are an organization that can do things with code.
What do you mean do things with code? Be specific.
I can change things. I can change myself or other people. I can
What?
I can move things. I guess in olden times you would call us wizards. I'm a wizard.
What the fuck? Where
I'm a wizard, Harry.
Show me.
Show you?
Move something.
Well, it's not that easy. I mean, there are
Do
procedures. Like, okay, well, I mean, I had to like focus it through my kung fu. Okay, like I can't just like move stuff with my mind. Like there are people that can do that, but not me. Okay.
How do I find this group?
Oh, you don't. In fact, I'm actually basically in deep shit right now, and I don't know
I'm
why.
gonna take him by the neck and shove him against the wall. How do I find this group?
We are not. You can't. Like it's completely secret. Like I don't even know where a lot of the people in the group.
I let go a little bit. You found it, you piece of shit. So how do I find it?
Well, you have to be a little better at coding than you are to find it.
I throw him.
Okay.
Yeah. Like Curtis is just like, God damn it.
He
just
don't
don't
bother
know
with
when
a
to
roll. He will hit the ground, and let's see if he gets hurt at all. No, in fact, he got a lot of successes there, which I think means that you threw him down right beside his air horn, and he comes back up holding it.
And I'm going to say, don't you fucking dare put it down, you stupid fucking twat.
I think he gets a new resistance roll since someone kind of like threw him and broke eye contact with you for a second. Just one, Lucius. You had, I think, would you say 4 successes on your mesmerize?
6.
6. Okay, that's important. Okay. Let's see if he can break it now. He only got 4. He cannot break it. And so he drops the air horn to the ground and he's like, why do you want to talk to them?
I'm going to start searching him. I want to take his phone, any tech that he has on him, and I want to take it away.
And I'm going to kind of walk up to him and be like, well, here's the thing. They could prove useful to our cause, just like you will be useful to our cause. You see, when I told you throwing me was the worst mistake that you'd make, I wasn't lying. Now, do I know anything about basically controlling someone? Because I think I'm in low humanity, right? So I want this person to be my bitch. So how do I do this?
No problem. I think you've got him. And the only thing you have to do to make a mesmerize work, and the reason I gave him one more resistance roll, Lucius, is because he broke eye contact for a minute. So you have to keep him in eye contact, and your friends have to let you kind of be the one to kind of steer him, right? Or he'll get like a moment to kind of realize where he's at and what's going on. And so you guys can continue to interrogate him. He also is like willing to when you say like you work for us now, he goes, I already worked for you. I searched for Jen Brown. I wanted to figure out your code. I wanted to take it apart. I mean, it's a thing of beauty. I knew something special was going on with you, Jen Brown. I knew something like this was happening.
And I'm going to be like, Jen, this skill, perhaps maybe he could teach you. Maybe you could learn something from this. Use it to what you need to do.
Teach me. He could teach. She's pissed that he knows how to do shit with code that she doesn't. So I think she's getting a little frenzied again.
I'm gonna look at him and be like, so you're going to program something incredibly beautiful. Not only are you going to tell us where all these other adepts are, but you're also going to tell Jen how to do this, teach her how to do this. Once you've done this, then perhaps maybe I'll let you go.
No, it doesn't work that way. She's not awakened. She can't do what I do. She's, in fact, if you guys are what I think you are, then it's not possible. And also, I can't tell you where the virtual adepts are because they are like, everywhere. They're like out in the fucking.
What do you mean
awakened?
We go, Lucius and Jen look at each other, go Jinx, and then go back to interrogating him.
Curtis and Ruby look at each other like,
awakened. It means that you have an avatar, a soul capable of working, changing the code of reality.
I look over at Sabrina and Dylan.
Oh my god!
They're like
Jen go.
They're like their jaws are dropped and they're trying to understand all of this. And then Sabrina walks forward and goes, another fucking monster is trying to run my life. Fuck you, you little chode. I didn't know any of this about you. You manipulated me. And he's like, I didn't manipulate you. I wanted to work at Grouper. I mean, you guys have great snacks.
Sabrina.
And I'm going to kind of pull this guy aside as well. Go on,
Right.
you go ahead then.
He did manipulate you. But he could give you something, Sabrina.
What?
You could do that. You could do what he did. You could have power. No one could do that to you again. Brina.
What? You want me to...
I don't want you to do anything, but... Look, I've been so worried about you, and I've wanted to protect you for so long, and if you could do what he did, you could protect yourself. Fuck, you could take us down. Did you see what he did to Lucius? Lucius is one of the most powerful vampires I've ever met. Sabrina, that could be you.
hey, look, I don't know anything about tech, but I know about shitty jobs. I think what she's saying is, this guy's been bossing you around too long. I think maybe what Grouper needs is and I look at him, unpaid intern.
He's like, he looks at Lucius. Can I talk?
Please.
Yeah, sure. I mean, I don't need money from Grouper. I make plenty of money from my YouTube channel. And I didn't mean to, I wasn't trying to manipulate anybody. I just,
I'm going to walk up to him and say, you're going to teach her, aren't you?
I'll try, but there's
You're
no
going
promise.
to teach her.
I'm telling you the truth. I don't know for certain if she has what you need to become like me. And by the way, it's not easy either.
She
like,
has it.
Some
You
fucked
piece
up
of
shit happens to me all the time.
Wait, what do you mean?
Like this.
Well,
But yeah, I'll try.
Knowing
If
me,
she's willing, I'll try.
I'm going to look over at Sabrina and say, this isn't a command. This isn't an expectation. It's only if you want to. But I think you can do it.
She looks at Dylan, and Dylan is kind of like, and then Sabrina looks at you, and then over at Tidine, and she goes, let's talk about it.
Okay.
What's the downside? And he's like, I'm not really supposed to just kind of spout this in front of people.
Speak.
Well, my group is highly illegal, and we are hunted by various government agencies who, work completely black ops. I mean, black box. Like,
I feel like Sabrina would fucking love this.
Yeah.
Everything she's saying, seems like it would be a positive to her, kind of.
Also, if you're not careful, this kind of work has a price. And she's like, what kind of price? And he's like, I mean, you can burn out your brain cells or get sucked into another dimension. That happened to a guy, I heard. So it's not easy. And she looks at you and she's like, I'll try.
You want to do this?
Yeah. And he goes, and so just to be clear, and I'm sorry, I can stay at Grouper.
Yeah, but you're going to put everything back to the way it fucking was.
No, okay, see, that's not going to work because I need to be able to kind of change.
Put everything back to the way it was.
I need Grouper, okay? I don't. So my magic doesn't work unless I'm using your app.
What?
I don't have access.
So you needed my shitty coding.
To work at a distance, yes. To work at a distance, I need basically the infrastructure you put in Grouper. I don't know why.
That satisfies Jen. She has a little bit of a sit down.
Curtis is just like, He's looking at the snacks like, yeah. What's kombucha?
And can I actually, I think I might be like, so you say that you've been hunted as well by people like us. I'm sure then your app might have helped hide you from the same people who would be hunting you. Am I right?
That's right. Yeah, sure. Mm-hmm.
So you could possibly, I don't fucking know, maybe reverse it in a way to find people. And when I say find people, I mean find people like us.
Oh. Yeah, that'd be pretty easy, I think.
Huh.
Okay, Tadim?
Would you like me to try?
Yeah. I want him to basically, again, it's not going to be over a night, right? But the idea, I think what Lucius is now going for is I want Philadelphia to be unearthed and basically presented to us as to where, who, what, where, when of all of Philadelphia while we're here.
You're right. It's maybe not one night, but he will get started on that and we can kind of come back to him in a little bit to see what he's found out. Does that sound good?
I'd like to give someone, I want to give them some sort of protection. I mean, do we get the sense from him that like he's going to bail? Or I mean, we've roughed him up quite a bit. He does seem to need what we have, but do we get the sense that he's going to be a Bob?
Well, I can put a submerged directive in him, and I could basically essentially make sure that this guy does not screw us around.
And we do know one way of making people a little bit more loyal to us.
Oh, that's
exactly.
True. You could fool him.
You
could fool him.
Let's do this. Let's have him get to work on your little project, Lucius. Let's have you guys. Let's say it's going to take like 3 nights for him to kind of really kind of hunt this down for you. Now, in the meantime, you guys got to decide for me how you're controlling him. Are you going to try ghouling and are you going to try the submerged directive? Are you just going to try the submerged directive? What are you going to do?
I think. Well, I would just say that Jen would really caution against ghouling, given Sabrina's past.
Oh, and if Sabrina finds out about it,
she'd be really pissed.
She'll be really pissed.
Yeah. So I think I'm just going to submerge direct this guy, basically, essentially saying like, if if you have an inkling of trying to do any damage or hurt us, every time that you try to code, your brain just goes into a frenzy and you will never be able to code again.
Okay. So that's amazing. It might be a little well, actually no, let's just have you roll and see how many successes you get.
Okay. I'm gonna rouse again because this guy knows tech foo. So
I love that he's a neuromancer. He's a tech magus.
Yeah, it's really cool. It's
great.
so fun.
Got hungrier, but I'm gonna add some die to this damn thing.
Yeah, manipulation plus dominate, my friend, and let's see how you do.
Okay, I got 7.
Wow.
Okay, great. So if he ever tries to do any damage to Grouper or hurt any of your friends, his coding ability will code won't make sense to him ananymore. He won't be able to read it anymore.
He wouldn't be able to read it, do it, anything, and it will just cause him utter pain.
Great. He understands the. I mean, you currently have him mesmerized when you do that, and he goes, "Cool, works for me. Solid." Tight. Very good. And so, some time is maybe going to pass for him while he puts this together for you. You have him on a leash.
Is he also able to help, or are we able to do anything to help Sabrina forward on her goal as well? I love the idea of her getting to have tech magic.
After all she's been through.
I think
and it just might drive her insane.
No big
deal. It was
deal.
her choice this time.
Yeah.
We don't have to set a scene for me to explain that. He basically outlines for you that it's maybe gonna take years to get her there, and also it requires a lot of kind of training and thought exercises, and it's not really something you guys can help with, but he, even though he's being very careful, is asking you guys if you could say maybe, kind of keep him safe from the people that are kind of always looking for him if he's doing all of this for you. And one thought probably occurs to you because it's pretty common sense, which is that maybe Philadelphia isn't the best place for them. Maybe they need to come back to or maybe you guys are moving to Philadelphia. That's also an option as well. You just have to let me know what you think, because
I was gonna say I think maybe look, he's completely under our thumb now, so I think he's in a way in which I'd see no threat until he becomes a threat. But I do think there is I think we take him with us. Yeah,
we have a new NPC.
You have a new NPC. When we start our big third season, our third chronicle, he will be part of the cast.
He seems really useful, but if he pranks me one time.
I was going to say, at our new haven, there's just going to be a corner that's like a fucking streaming room where we're going to have to hear him being like, "What's up, guys?"
God.
Yeah.
Making me set up a ring light.
Hey, guys. Okay, so great. And so you can just let time pass and find out what he finds about the kindred of the city, or if someone has another errand or mission they'd like to go on with the time left to us.
Well, I was just going to say, actually, I'd probably, in this time, I would probably look around group, like the actual building, and kind of look at Jen and be like, "Are you okay with the idea of maybe possibly basing ourselves here? I know we'll be within the confines of other humans, but we could possibly use this as a temporary base for now, rather than sleeping in an RV where it's quite dangerous."
Maybe I'll look at Sabrina and say, what do you think about setting out a work from home order for the next little bit?
No problem. That's the beauty of the digital age. Let me send an email.
Great. So then we can start outfitting the windows and stuff.
Right.
Or maybe they already have blackout curtains because there's a lot of coding that happens.
Yeah, they do. They have blackout curtains so that they can all work in the dark, like good little coders. And so with the blackout curtains down and, the doors locked up, you guys are good for a couple days to base out of here. Cool. And if you broach moving back to them, Sabrina, it'll take her a little while, but Tadina's ready to go. when you give the word.
All right.
I mean, how many hours of the night do we still have left?
I'd say what we can do now is kind of go into flux time a little bit, and because we've resolved the encounter. So let me know what you'd like to do the next couple nights, and if we need to go into specific scenes, we'll do that.
I think I would just I just need to support whatever's happening here, probably. Like if I can help Tadine in any way or help Sabrina with her path in any way.
Awesome. Here's what I'd like for you to do. Make an intelligence plus tech roll as you talk to him about how he's changed your code and things like that.
Okay.
And you guys are working together. You know, you want to change it back, but he needs to keep certain structures in there so that he can work his will working through it. And let me know how. Oh no, Jen Brown, how did you do?
Did I get any willpower back by any chance?
Oh yes, I think for bringing him in and kind of like yes, actually get your resolve back in willpower.
Okay, great. I'm gonna spend one. I swear to God. My best dice pool, and I've gotten 1 success each time. 2 successes.
2 successes. You're frustrated because it's not you're not. It's a little beyond you, and that is so horrifying to you.
She's broken a couple laptops over the last few nights. Let's say
absolutely, yeah. So then, let me ask Curtis Krieger, what do you do, or what would you like to do?
Yeah, I mean, I could continue casing this thing, but part of me is like, okay, the vampire. I didn't notice any supernatural goings on when I went to the antique shop that I could tell. It seemed like people were in fact waking up early to go and move around in the daytime. I think I might want to pay a visit to Mr. Makarovich.
Oh yeah.
And I think I might make a pitch to Lucius if he wants to join me.
Yeah.
And I might just, like, hey, listen, I know this isn't the reason we're here. I know it's not the reason you're here. But I mean, as a doctor, you must have come into contact with this kind of thing. Look, I came back with some problems, okay? And I came back with some pain. I was prescribed medicine to deal with that pain. And this fucking parasite pumped our city, pumps this state full of poison. I mean, what I feel right now, Lucius, I've already had my soul ripped out of my body once before, and I was just starting to get it back when this fucking thing happened.
Well,
this guy deserves to pay.
Okay.
The pipeline has to get shut off.
All right.
And I'm going to do it. If you want in, if this offends your like medical ethics or whatever.
It doesn't need to offend my medical ethics. I simply see a brother in pain and I will help them. We're trying to build a new world here. Of course I'll help you. And it'll be good for Clara to kind of be a bit more. And I'm using her skills in a more productive way. Anyway.
What is Clara gonna like? Bring like a big knife and come with you in vampire hunter mode?
I think I'm gonna have her guarding the base here. I don't want her to come to this like drug. It's a different drug. It's like not vampires, right? So
it's just mafia guys, or Odessa mob, so Russian mafia.
So this is something that we will deal with. I think Clara doesn't need to deal with the mafia right now. So.
Mm-hmm.
Very good. And so soon you just let me know how you want to approach. It's a couple blocks from the Delaware River is the quaint little old-fashioned dowdy antique shop, Pavlov Antiques. And it's right where you left it.
Okay. Now I saw that light go on in the upper story, which leads me to believe that someone's sleeping up there. So I would like to very stealthily pull a pull a Dr. Ali and either go in through the roof or try to get in the second story.
Very good. Okay. Dr. Ali, are you going to just follow your friend?
Yeah, I'll stay. I'll do. I mean, I can't. Would I be able to like soaring leap with him, or is that not necessarily something that I can do? I mean, if that was an option, I was good. Yeah, so I'll present that to Curtis and be like, we could either, soaring leap to the top, or if you want to stealthily approach it from the bottom up, it's up to you.
I mean, I'd rather go into the top where he least expects it. I can't really. I can't do that frog jump like you.
No, but I can help you do it. Hang on, and I'm sort of gonna, grab him as Titanic as we do, and then sort of just
and perhaps I make myself lighter.
Right, and then I just launch myself up towards where we need to get to.
Okay, very good. So you guys land on the roof, and this is actually like whatever this building was. At one point, it was a house, and now it's an antique store. So you're kind of on like the slope with like the shingles and everything. But you can get around easily, scamper around easily to that room where you saw the light go on before.
Cool. I'm going to do that, and I'd like to begin to put on some obfuscation powers to move in silence, like the G in lasagna.
Very good. He turns on silence of death, and suddenly you can't hear his footsteps on the roof, Lucius. You just kind of see him kind of moving a silhouette ahead of you in the moonlight. And that means that I'm going to make it really hard for my guys down below to hear anything happening on the roof. Okay, you don't hear anybody shout out. You don't hear anything, and you are at that window.
Okay, I'm going to try to open it.
Okay, so give me some kind of larceny roll, because they don't just keep open windows here in the mob headquarters.
Why would they?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. I guess what would that? Is larceny one of the? It is. Yeah. Okay. I'll do wits plus larceny.
Give me wits plus larceny, and I'm going to say that the difficulty goes way down because you are silent. You have put a cone of silence over yourself. So I'm going to say if you can get at least one success, you're in.
I got 2.
Great. You literally, like you and Lucius together, just kind of like rip it up, but because it's silent, no one hears anything. Normally, it would have made a loud like banging and everything, but because of your powers, you rip it up and open, you force it open, and now you are looking, into a bedroom, and you are looking at a man who is undoubtedly Lavro Makarovich snoring soundly beside a beautiful woman, mid-30s, with it looks like she's had some work done, and she has a lot of hair.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
Okay, I'm going to look to Curtis and be like, I'll take the woman. You take the man. I'll make sure that she's calm.
Good. I'll do the same.
Meanwhile, back at Grouper, Tadine turns to Jen Brown and goes, "Where did they say they were going?"
They were doing something for Curtis. You don't need to worry about it.
Okay. It's just, I'm getting some data now on where, other people like you are.
Right.
Just thought they might be curious if there was one in the neighborhood. A night walker. Is that what you guys call yourself?
No, Tadine, we don't call ourselves that. Is there? Do I know where they went? Would they have told me?
I think
I don't
so.
know.
Yeah.
Did they? Yeah,
Okay.
Port Richmond.
Okay, I tell him to bring that up.
He does, and he basically describes that what he does is he analyzes massive amounts of data with a quantum computer that he has designed that technically doesn't exist in this solid state of reality, and this massive amount of data lets him look for certain earmarks that would say that a kindred, a night walker, is somewhere in certain areas of town, and he is getting a positive in Port Richmond, and he he literally does that enhance thing on the map on the GPS, and he's getting like a spot that's right across from it's a junkyard that is right across from Pavlov Antiques.
Okay, I'm gonna text them both and say T-Dog or whatever the fuck he calls himself found the kindred near your location. Like, be careful.
Okay.
And I'll say it was in the junkyard.
Great. So this text comes through while you're sneaking into a man's bedroom.
Yeah.
Did you have your phones on silent?
I mean,
no.
Makes sense.
So, like your phones make their text sound, and suddenly the guy like is starting to rouse. He's starting to get up and look around in his bedroom.
And I'm going to kind of look. Is the girl awake or no?
She's not. She's still sleeping soundly.
So I'm going to look to the guy then and try and make eye contact with him and compel him to just, or like, mesmerize him to be like, stay calm.
He's going to try to pull something out from under his pillow.
Mm-hmm.
What are you going to do, Curtis Krieger?
I am quelling the beast.
Okay. So both of you are using your mind whammies. Okay, so
I fail, so I get hungry. I fail my rouse, so I get hungrier.
Lucius, you can go ahead and roll your manipulation plus dominate. Curtis, you can go ahead and roll your charisma plus animalism. And this guy is just going to see if he can get a shot off before.
I got 4.
What's no fun? I got 1.
Okay, and so it is like he pulls the gun out from under his pillow and is like, back off, you. And then he meets Lucius's gaze.
Put the gun down.
You are the man.
Get out from bed. Stand. Come to me.
He walks over to you and he goes, did Zen send you?
Who's Zen?
She's one of you.
So you know who we are. Interesting.
She works.
I was going to say, like, and I'm going to look to Curtis and be like, we should probably take this outside. Be sure that maybe perhaps it's easier that way.
Yeah.
And I'm going to sort of bring his, like, kind of hold him and then look up and then just kind of like try and soar leap off into the roof if I can.
Okay, before you do that, one last thing. Can I have wits plus awareness from both Lucius and Curtis? And because you're sort of distracted with this guy, I need 3 successes from you.
Wits plus awareness. I got 2.
Uh-oh.
Oh, I got 1.
Can I willpower?
Yes, you can.
Yeah, I'm going to do the same.
Okay, 3.
Oh, good.
2.
Lucius, you have to keep eye contact with this guy, but you notice that the woman has been pretending that she's sleeping, but her hand is now on her cell phone on the dresser.
And I'm just going to kind of then... oh, fuck. I'm going to sort of, again, look at her and be like, don't you even think
she's not facing you. Her face is down into the pillow. She's pretending to sleep. Her eyes are closed.
You moving your hand to the fucking phone.
That draws my attention to it. Can I grab the phone out of her reach before she gets to it?
Let's see if she sends something before, like, is she that good? Let's see if she can do that before you get to her, Curtis Krieger. So just give me like a dexterity plus brawl to kind of get to her and grab it out of her hand.
Great.
She's going to roll her dice pool.
3 successes.
Great, you manage.
Oh, God.
She's brought up who she was about to text, though.
Who is it?
And does it say?
It says Craig.
Any?
What?
Just Craig?
Just says Craig, doesn't have a last name.
I'm quickly scrolling through the text. What do I?
Lots of stuff about like doing errands for this organization. It's very coded language, but because of your criminal past, you sort of recognize it. Drop-offs, business like that. And it dates back to, a month and a half, 2 months of this kind of thing. Some of them, someone named Lav is on it. L-A-V.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
And-
no.
Do I
I'm
see
gonna-
that? Okay.
Go on.
And maybe I just turn to her now. I'm like, friend of yours?
She opens her eyes and looks at you and is like, what do you want?
Oh wow, that is quite a question. Yeah. What do I want? It's almost like there's been a voice in my head for so long telling me what I want. And I turn around like, maybe Lavro and I can have a little conversation about that.
We have money. I can get it for you out of the safe. He runs a clean business. He doesn't hurt anybody that doesn't want to be hurt. This is a mistake. He's connected. If you do something to him, someone else, a bigger fish, is going to do something to you. And you're not going to like it.
And I'm like, oh yeah, just a series of bigger fishes. What do they call that? The food chain, right? That's the thing, lady. If there's a bigger predator than him, I'm counting on meeting him. And then I lean in real close and it's all like, eyes are yellow, teeth are out. Because whoever that is hasn't met me. And then I bite her neck.
Okay, she starts to scream, and you silence her by biting her neck, and you begin feeding. And that is when Lavro gets a roll to see if he can break free because his wife or his partner is being kind of fed on.
Yeah, I'm going to take something from him.
He got 3 successes, which is not enough to break the mesmerize. So he is kind of like, you can see sweat breaking out on his head, and you can see defiance in his eyes, Lucius, but he is maintaining eye contact.
I come up for a second. I'm like, oh, Lavrov, it's so good. The problem is, man, I got a problem. See, when I start, I just can't stop. I just can't stop. And I go back for more.
Okay.
Oh my God.
What was your hunger at?
It was at 3.
Do you want to go to 0? That'd be killing her.
My humanity's low, Jared. This man destroyed my life. I'm going to take her away from him.
Oh, God.
Holy shit. All right. Here's what happens. He can't
Thanks
do
for
anything.
helping me.
He gets one more. I think that when he knows this is still going on and you say that, okay, he still can't break the mesmerize. Tears are now coming out of his eyes as he sits there staring at Lucius. And you take 2 stains, Curtis Krieger, but you get all of your willpower back.
Okay.
That's so dark.
And you are at 0. You are at 0 hunger as she suddenly goes porcelain white.
I'm just going to be like, who is Zen? Where is she?
Zen is one of you. She sleeps in the scrapyard across the street where we have our operation.
How do you know her?
I don't want to know her. She horned in on my operation. She makes me do things I don't want to do. Please destroy her for me. I would be forever grateful to you.
What does she make you do?
She makes me give her money. She makes me hide her and protect her while she sleeps. She is she's like you. She makes people disappear for me. Oh God.
Pathetic. And I'm going to grab his neck and basically just squeeze it and be like, you did not see any of this. Do you understand? Whoever did this to your Charlene probably was one of your drug-fueled, foolish people that you feed all sorts of disgustingness to. You will never do this again. In fact, you will try and do your utmost best to never be anywhere near associated with this.
You're right.
Understood.
I'm like, I'm sorry, Lucius, but I'm like,
go on.
And maybe I cut you up. I'm like, that's right. You're never going to do any of this ever again. And as I kind of come in, like the gun is coming out of my belt.
Curtis, no. If you're going to do this,
that's right. And I'm taking her blood and I'm just like putting it on him.
God.
And I'm like, and I'm rubbing the handle of the pistol. And it's like, you'd never do this again. Because this life, it makes you do things that you'd never do otherwise. And that's the problem, Lavra. Because you'll never do any of this again. But it doesn't matter. And I put the gun in his hand and I point it at her. Because you already did. And then I shoot her.
What the fuck?
He fires. You've already taken 2 stains. I can't make it worse than that. Actually, yeah, I'm not gonna. This is just. I want
to implicate him in the murder of his wife and ghost.
Are you guys ghosting now?
Yeah.
He falls to his knees, kind of sobbing on the bed. Yeah, I mean, if you wanted to destroy a man, you sure did it. And when you say that you ghost, what do you mean? Where do you guys go?
Yeah. And then before he was like, yeah, it's crazy how this life will change you. Disappear. And I want out the window into the night.
Lucius, do you follow?
Yes, but I'm
okay.
But wait, but we haven't. Oh no, the fucking safe. Oh shit, can't take any money. That's okay. Never mind. I'm out.
You're out in the night now, and you're out on the street. You were so. Let's see.
And I'm kind of hoping that the gunshot maybe like made the guys like, huh? But I want to get out.
That's what I'm finding out what's happening right now. So your invisibility helps you quite a bit, Curtis Krieger. So you can go ahead and give me kind of a stealth roll, whatever you want to add to it. But there was a gunshot, so something's happening, right?
Yeah.
And then then my friend Lucius Ali, you need to also give me a stealth roll.
Sorry.
Oh god!
But I'll tell you what, because you have soaring leap, so you don't have to walk through every area to get away.
No.
I'll make the difficulty 1. You know what I mean? Like, see how you do.
This is a rough boys' night.
I've got 2 successes.
Great. So even though 2 successes usually wouldn't be enough, you guys, the gunshot makes those guys run upstairs, but they don't catch you. They don't see you. And they find Lavro Makarovich sobbing on his bed with a bloody gun in his hand and his partner dead beside him in the bed, just like he's just screaming into a pillow. And one of the people that finds him, by the way, you guys are gone. You're down the street, is Craig. And Craig's like, no, Lavro, don't do it, man. Don't do it. And Lavro's like, he's like, don't do it, man. No. And then as you're like running down the street far away, you hear back in Pavlov Antiques, bang.
And then,
catch up with Curtis and be like,
I love it. Ashley's face is so amazing right now.
Like, What the?
Just in a shadow, like back to visibility.
Curtis.
Okay.
Curtis, what was that? That was not you.
You're right. That wasn't me. That was what he made me into.
Who is he?
He and all the other fucking people pumping their poison into the desperate of this.
Okay.
That was him dealing with the consequences.
But you need to. Curtis.
Guys, where
I
are
think
you?
I need to
exactly?
rest. I think I
Explain to
need
me
to
where
rest.
you're at. Explain to
I
me
think-
where you're
I just
standing.
want alley.
In an alley.
Shadow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Shadow. Yeah.
That's when you realize that there's something in the alley with you. It looks to be a wolf.
What the fuck is going on with this night? Like, I'm just.
There is. It's big. It's furry. It has a huge head and hunched shoulders. In fact, the shoulders become more hunched as it walks towards you. And suddenly, the skin of the muzzle gets torn off. And you are now looking at like the face of a woman, the pale face of a woman. It reminds you actually a little bit of Marius. She has her hair covered in blood as she pulls off the wolf skin. She rips off the skin, and she's wearing like a very like kind of tight, sort of like skin tight vinyl outfit. And she moves toward you covered in the blood of this skin that she just removed. And she's like, "Who the fuck are you?"
Who the fuck are you?
I was like, "What did you do to Lafra?"
What is your name?
"He was my pet. That was not
Zen.
good." "Ah, yes, I am Zen." You can see that she's got a little bit of a Bjork vibe, and she's about like 5'2". You are in my hunting ground. You have made a very big mistake because I'm a little hungry, and you are my favorite food.
Uh-oh.
And you notice, you now notice,
Excuse me?
no need to roll. You now notice, like on the other side of the alley, like two other, like people are approaching you, and in the moonlight, you can see that their faces are very pale. One is like a woman, like holding a baseball bat, and the other is like a very hairy, like big, like 6'5" guy, like in like dirty shirt. Both of them have skin as pale white as porcelain, and they're moving toward you, and they're like growling, and everybody's beasts is kind of like coming to the surface.
Oh boy.
And she goes,
Curtis's hand like reflexively reaches to his belt and realizes that the gun's not there.
no, and then she goes, "Let's eat," and everybody.
What the?
And that's the end of today's session.
Oh.
All right. Well, so much happened.
We went from maybe the goofiest stuff that we've done to maybe the darkest stuff that we've done.
This
I mean,
game.
It's a lot. Curse has a lot of anger
He's
issues.
got a lot of anger.
Yeah, I mean, now bordering on homicidal psychopath maniac, but I feel with a humanity that low, it makes sense. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, holy shit!
I think
Wow.
that's the swing on Curtis. It's dog. It's like,
Yeah.
I love you and I'm super loyal, and if something snaps, it's like, I'll rip your groin out.
I mean, man, I'm so glad we're back. I'm so glad to play with you guys again. That was really fantastic. Guys, Ross Bryant, Ashley Burch, Salim, tell them how you feel on their socials, because this was just another fantastic episode. Thank you, guys.
Man.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Happy Sunday. We'll see you next week.
Happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday.
Wow, what an episode. I mean, it got crazy, as this show always does, because we have such incredible players who take it there, who aren't afraid to take it there. I hope you guys had a good time. I'm going to go ahead and rattle through the stuff we have coming up. And then if you have a question or a comment, throw it into the chat right now, and maybe me or Jill can throw it on the screen. We can talk for just a little bit. First of all, this Tuesday at 7 p.m. Pacific, our guest GM, Andrew Orvidal, is back, and he is going to be bringing Valley Heat. He's going to get it. He's going to make it real hot up in the Stream of Blood with Valley Heat, a game that he designed based on the same named podcast, Valley Heat, that is so funny. I really highly recommend you check it out. That'll be a little bit of levity after what just happened in Vampires. You'll be able to laugh a little bit after this last scene. Oh my God. Then next weekend, we're back with more Blood and Blades. Next weekend, we have the Weird Sisters. That's Becca Scott, Josephine McAdam, and Jasmine Billar. And they are running a score next week in our Blades in the Dark game. The Weird Sisters, whoa, everything went out of focus. Whoa. The Weird Sisters will be, there we go. The Weird Sisters will be trying to disappear an ally, because they're weird for a reason, guys. They make weird choices, but I love it. So they're going to be disappearing somebody in order to get a payment from the Red Sashes. I can't wait to see how that works. And then the following day, we'll have maybe the final part, or we might have 2 more parts left in this Philadelphia story that we've been running for Vampires of Pittsburgh. I hope you come back to see your own creations, because a lot of the characters we're using were created by our subscribers in our Philadelphia creation session. And we plan to do more stuff like that. In fact, we have a 3-part Neptune Society storyline coming up in July. Once our guest GMs have finished their run on the Taste of Blood on Tuesdays, I'll be returning for the Neptune Society, and we're going to let you guys, it's going to be kind of a mini subscriber event. I think we're going to let you guys decide what the awful, blasphemous Cthulhuoid entity is that is featured in that 3-part storyline. So I'll have the details for that soon, and we'll throw it up on the Discord, but just wanted to tease that a little bit. I'll just mention subscribing again. That is how we kind of pay for the little costs that we have with the stream, and how we're able to bring you more content. So please hit that subscriber button, or send someone else a subscription. Please follow us on all of our socials, because that really helps. Go to YouTube, follow us there, leave comments. I love to read them. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram. We're also on Facebook if you want to check us out there. But the best thing for you to do is to go to our Discord, because we do keep an active discussion going on there. That is where we kind of started our plans to kind of create Philadelphia together with the subscribers. And it's also where we'll be doing our little voting for the next Cthulhu monster to be featured in the Neptune Society. And it's also where we just talk about books we're reading, or heavy metal that we're listening to, or any number of tabletop role-playing games. So please come and check us out there on our Discord, the Server of Blood, as soon as you can. All right, are there any questions or comments? That was a crazy episode. How about Shub Nugurov, the Black Goat of the Woods with 1,000 Young, asks Enoch. There it is. And Enoch, you should know that will be one of the choices people can vote on, because we have not used Shub Nugurov in the Neptune Society yet. So we will make that one of the choices people can vote on. Also, just teasing again, Ross Bryant will be here after Andrew Orvidal is done with his run of Taste of Blood Tuesday shows. Ross Bryant will be running his own Dungeons and Dragons 5e show on our channel, which I'm really excited. And we're going to have great improvisers as his players. And you get to see Ross be the GM, be the Dungeon Master. That's going to be incredible. And I really hope you guys check that out. All I know is the title right now, which is entitled Sanguine Seas. So, of course, that's subject to change because we have a couple more weeks, but really can't wait for that. Okay, I think that's it, guys. I think unless anybody else has any other comments, I'm just going to say thanks for being here. We love our viewers. I also want to thank Brian Baldinger and Clinton Trucks, my 2 producers and partners, along with me. I want to thank I want to thank Megan Arch, our social media manager, who gets the word out about everything we do. And I want to thank Jill Petracek, who actually, let's bring Jill in and give her a thank you. Thank you, Jill.
Thanks for having me.
For filling in for Clinton Trucks, that you were awesome.
Thanks. It was like a Fisher Price version of a spaceship, and like my sticky finger like jelly hands were still like messing with the dials. So thanks for your patience, everyone. Thanks for having me.
You were great. Thank you so much for being here and filling in for our big buddy Clinton Trucks. Well, that sounded rude, but he's not here, so he couldn't hear me. He is our big buddy, our good buddy. He'll be back soon, but I think Jill, you might see more of Jill in this role as well, because she was good at it. Thank you, Jill.
Oh, thank God. Okay, bye.
All right, bye-bye. All right. All right. Oh. Okay, so I changed my mind. She's not coming back. No, I'm just joking. She did awesome in the Clinton Trucks role, and we can use her in any number of shows, because we'd love to increase our shows and our operations here. That's it. Thank you, guys. Love that you stay to view all of this, and until next time, get pink. Bye-bye.